All right, today we're talking about a vehicle that's just completely tearing up the rulebook. I'm talking about the 2026 GMC Hummer EV SUV. And here's the deal. It's promising two things you'd think are total opposites. You've got the insane thrill of a supercar, but packed into the body of a super rugged, go-anywhere SUV. It's wild.
So you look at it, right, and you see that classic rugged Hummer shape. You know the one. But underneath all that, oh man, it is a totally different beast. The whole idea here, the promise, is smashing together two things that just don't seem like they belong in the same car. That neck-snapping thrill of a performance car and the sheer utility of a massive SUV that can go pretty much anywhere. And that just makes you wonder, right? It really gets to the core of what this thing is. How in the world can a full-size SUV, something this big and this capable, launch off the line like a sports car? Well, to figure that out, we've got to pop the hood, so to speak, and look at the engineering. Okay, let's dive in. Because this is so much more than just slapping a battery pack into a big truck frame. Nope. This is about completely rethinking what an EV can be, you know? It's engineered from the ground up to create a totally new kind of experience, one that's all about pushing the limits of what you'd call adventure. And the secret sauce? It's all in its revolutionary all-electric drivetrain. That's what gives it this totally unique personality. It's the reason for its crazy speed and its ability to climb over just about anything. And speaking of crazy, let's talk numbers.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty here, because the numbers behind this SUV's performance, they're not just impressive, they are mind-blowing, and they really tell you everything you need to know.
So first up, horsepower. Get this, we're talking about up to 830 available horsepower. Just let that sink in. That is an absolutely massive number for any vehicle, never mind a giant SUV. And then there's torque. You know, that's the force that really gets you moving, that shoves you back in your seat. The Hummer EV generates up to 11,500 pound-feet of it. That number is it's astronomical. And that's the magic of electric motors, right? You get all that power instantly. It's the secret to its unbelievable acceleration.
So you take all that horsepower, all that instant torque, and what do you get? You get this, 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds. I mean, come on. That is a level of performance that just makes no sense for a vehicle this big. It's absolutely exhilarating.
But okay, here's the really important part. All that power, all that performance, it doesn't mean the thing is useless for daily life. With a GM estimated range of over 300 miles on a full charge, it's actually built for the long haul. So you get the confidence for those big adventures, but it's also practical enough for your everyday driving. So you've got all this raw power, right? But that begs the question, how do you control it all? I mean, power is one thing, but being able to actually use it effectively, that's where true capability comes in, whether you're cruising on the highway or crawling over rocks. And before we get to the benefits, we have to talk about one of the wildest features. It's called King Crab. Seriously. It's this incredible piece of tech where the rear wheels can actually turn, just like the front ones. This lets the entire SUV kind of shimmy sideways, moving diagonally at low speeds. It looks as cool as it sounds.
Now that King Crab mode is just one piece of a bigger puzzle, the four-wheel steer system. When you pair that with a standard all-wheel drive, what you get is a massive SUV that moves like something way smaller. It makes tight city turns a breeze and gives you this insane agility when you're navigating a tricky off-road trail. It's a game changer.
And this adaptability, it even extends to the suspension. Check this out. In what they call extract mode, the vehicle can literally lift itself up to get over huge obstacles. It's like it's standing on its tiptoes. And then you have all these different drive modes that let you completely change the vehicle's personality on the fly. You can tweak the throttle, the handling, everything to perfectly match wherever you happen to be driving. But you know, it's not all just about fancy electronics. That go-anywhere attitude is baked right into the design. Up front, you've got what they call the e-trunk, a huge, secure storage space right where the engine used to be. And underneath, it's got serious underbody armor. So yeah, it's built to take a beating and keep on going. Okay. So we've talked performance, we've talked capability, now let's step inside. Because the interior is where all this high-tech thinking meets premium comfort to create a really special experience for everyone on board. So you get in, and the first thing you notice are these huge, high-res screens that pretty much run the show. But it's about more than just tech, it's about the feel. You've got this infinity roof with these transparent panels you can just pop off for a completely open-air experience. And you're doing all this while sitting in a cabin that's decked out in some seriously premium materials. And that tech focus applies to driving assistance as well. It's available with Super Cruise, which is GM's hands-free driving system for compatible highways. And let me tell you, it makes those long road trips so much less stressful. It's a huge leap forward in just making driving easier and more confident.
Okay, so let's put it all together. What do you get when you mix that face-melting acceleration with all that crazy off-road tech, the smart, practical design, and a super luxurious connected interior? What is the end result?
Well, you get what the source material describes as a thoroughly engineered blend. And that's the perfect way to put it. It's not just great at one thing, it's how everything works together. You've got the performance, the capability, the innovation, and, this is key, that everyday usability, all wrapped up in one single, incredible package.
And really, that brings us to the big question here. With this insane combination of electric power and super smart off-road tech, the 2026 Hummer EV SUV isn't just another EV. It's kind of throwing down the gauntlet. It's asking the whole industry a simple question. Is this the new standard? Is this the new benchmark for adventure?